Shounak, we'll want to begin by first congratulating you for your stellar result. Will you tell us a little bit more about your result and how you got to know about it?
Right. So I was fairly happy with my result. Yeah. I think I got a 98 in psychology, a 96 respectively in economics and political science, and 95 in maths, and a 92 in English. I was really happy about all the marks. English, I was a little disappointed because I usually do pride myself on being top of the class in terms of English because I do really enjoy the subject. But overall, I think it was really good result.
Wonderful. So, which school do you go to, Shounak?
I've just passed out of Sanskriti school.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm sure this whole year of the board preparation must have been quite a roller coaster. I'm sure the beginning of the year you would have drafted a roadmap for yourself as to how would you embrace this year and maximize your academic output out of it. So would you want to share few quick tips as to how did the year look like and what did the study strategy look like for you?
Right. So as for what the year looked like, the academic aspect of it all was interspersed with a vast swathe of extracurriculars and my college applications as well.
Sure.
So the year was looking quite daunting. And from the beginning of the year, I decided to find a way to make my life a little bit more organized. I organized regular study sessions for both maths and economics, subjects which require conceptual understanding, and there's a little more application involved here. In fact, I also gave a psychology and macroeconomics advanced placement exam
Sure.
for my applications abroad. So that really helped me in my school curriculum as well.
Wonderful.
And for English and political science subjects, which I particularly enjoy and subjects that I particularly love studying, I tended to study them a little closer to the exam dates. But otherwise, I set up. If I'm not wrong, I think I attended a maths tuition as well, and which I think is a necessity for everybody from 11th and 12th grade onwards, because that little bit of incentive is required for you to practice a subject such as mathematics, which can't be done, say, a week before an exam. It has to be done a year-long, year-long process.
So you said that you organized your life a little bit when you for the board class. Can you give us tips and some quick points to the students who are listening to you today, to how would they be benefiting from organizing, and what are those particular strategies or techniques you use for organizing?
Right. I think the benefits, as far as the benefits, I'm sure it's because it's our last year. It was our last year in school. There was a lot to be done in terms of not just academics, but in terms of being involved in school activities. So if one really wants to maximize and get the most out of one's last year in school, which is a very important stage in particularly our lives, and we need to be able to manage our time more effectively and organize a study schedule in a manner that allows us to maximize enjoyment as well as efficiency. Right.
Sure.
So as far as my study schedule right before the boards is concerned, I tried not to induce some sort of mental fatigue in myself by studying one particular subject for days on end. I tried to mix it up. For example, on a day that I was studying two political science chapters, which are content heavy, I'd throw in a maths concept to sort of soften the rote memorization abilities and more focus on the conceptual learning. Days when I was feeling a little overwhelmed by everything else that was going on around me, I did an English chapter or two, which are usually, it's sort of like a story. You read it, you understand it, you make questions for yourself. But overall, I think what I was doing was I was prioritizing being able to use those breaks in the middle to the best of my ability, spending time with my family. I do enjoy playing the piano and singing as well, so I try to do that as a sort of a stress relief.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And
Excellent.
of course, exercise is a necessity as is going out, so I try to make time for that as well.
Excellent.
But the most important thing I learned was never to sort of induce mental fatigue in yourself by studying too much of one subject.
Well, that's a wonderful tip, and I'm sure lots of students here listening to you would take a clue from here and definitely abide by this strategy that you have. Tell me something. At this time and age, you are flooded with distractions, not just social media, but there's so much happening around you. There are pressures, there's distraction, there's a lot of there's so much going on around. How do you make sense of all of it and still remain focused?
Right. Okay. So as for a particular technique I think I used the Pomodoro technique. So that did really help me, because the Pomodoro technique is essentially, as I'm sure many of viewers will probably know, you study for 15/20 minute intervals, take a 5 minute break, and after 3 or 4 such intervals, you have an extended break. Right.
Sure.
So is a technique that really helped me. Sort of, it gave me that little bit of a lapse, an ability in the middle to check my phone or whatever. Because I think at this day and age, you can't deny the hold that a phone
Exactly.
has or social media has over you.
Sure.
At a certain point, you have to understand that it is a part of your life, and you have to accept it as a part of your life and sort of accommodate it in your study schedule. So, for the most part, I tried to use my breaks just to, maybe I had a game or two on my phone that wanted to use the stress buster. I use that.
Oh.
But mostly I did use the Pomodoro technique on days when I felt like being a little less, strict and structured in my schedule. I just sort of freestyled it, in the sense that I would study for an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time, because I was in the flow of things. And after that, I take a half an hour break and then get back to studying. So I think the important lesson, obviously, as I've stated here, is that social media, I think something that parents also um, are starting to understand now, is that social media is not really something that you can simply remove from a kid's life, because it's a very, very essential part of, I mean, everything is on social media at this point. Everybody's friends, family, updates about other people's lives. I think at this point in time, it is relevant to people my age, at least. So what I think has to be done is, rather than taking away that source of distraction per se, we need to find a way to accommodate it in our schedule, which is what I managed to do.
That's amazing. That's superb advice for all the children listening to us today. Tell me something. You did mention that you took some tutorials for mathematics. What other study material or supplementary material or help did you get for other subjects, and what material did you think was of of importance and would help you learn the subject better? Any tips there for the students?
Right. Okay. So, of course, in our school, we were told, as we are always, that the NCRT is our Bible. So we must refer to it all the time. But of course, sometimes you need to have those extra questions, extra understanding of those concepts, which comes from these supplementary books. Now, many of my friends, especially in 9th and 10th grade, earlier on, they relied on R.D. Sharma, etc. But the questions always seemed to be far more than what the exam level was.
Sure.
So I remember my father, actually in 11th grade, got me these set of books and told me that there are sample papers in them. They were actually Oswaal books only. So he got me these books. He showed me that there were sample papers in them, practice questions, and I started using those in 11th grade onwards itself. And in 12th grade, in the board year, I particularly remember using the English sample papers, because the pattern of multiple choice questions had changed considerably. And pattern of the paper had changed considerably to accommodate multiple choice questions. The pattern of questions, the long answer questions had changed as well, all of which were included in the book, and I found that immensely helpful. My friends asked me for copies of the same, online PDFs, etc. They acquired the same, and I think it really helped them out in their study preparation as well.
Excellent, Shounak. This is so nice to know. Wonderful. So, what do the next few days look like for you now, going forward?
The next few days, so I'm off to college in August. I am gotten into Cornell University. Thankfully, it was a
That's amazing.
wonderful
Congratulations.
opportunity. Thank you so much.
Shounak. This is wonderful. You totally deserve it. Huh?
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you go to college in August, right?
Yeah. And in the build up to that, I'm trying to keep myself as occupied as I possibly can. I'm trying to take a course now and then, perhaps something that I really want to do, a language course. I'm really into learning new languages. I've tried taking a German and a French course. Then I'm participating in a theater like a program which is taking place in London, which is fun. And yeah, I'm trying to make as much use of my time, of course, spending time with family and hanging out with friends as much as I can.
Wonderful. What will you pursue in Cornell? What are you going to do for your undergrad?
I'm going to be doing public policy, economics, government, and hopefully taking up business course as well at the Dyson School of Business. But I've mainly gotten admitted into the College of Arts and Sciences.
Excellent, Shounak. I'm short of words to compliment you for the kind of work that you're doing, the kind of focus you have for your age. You sound like this maverick who's going to go places. We are so proud of you, Shounak, and everybody at Oswaal Books wishes you all the very best. And we're sure you will go places with the kind of focus you have. And this talk has indeed been extremely insightful. And I'm sure every single student who listens to you will be inspired and will definitely go out a better equipped student to face the board year. Thank you so much and all the very best, Shounak. Thank you.